Welcome to Chronicles of Old Singapore. This is Dr Loh KS, the people's historian, and I talk about people's memories of Singapore before it became a global city. Do like the video and subscribe for future episodes. This will help the channel a lot. So, very happy to have with us. We were recording on a Sunday actually. Someone whom I've wanted to talk to for a long time on this channel. And this is Kenry Pei or Kenry Pai. Kenry, morning, how are you?
Good day, good day. Hope that you have taken your breakfast and,
So just a quick introduction. Kenry, I got to know Kenry through Victor Yu when I was doing my research on the shopkeepers of Chinatown.
Okay.
And so previously, I didn't know very much about the business you're in, which is the tea business, right? And I think you call yourself the tea man. Okay?
Yes.
So what we're going to do today is to talk about the history of this very, very old and historic business, which is, I think, 100 years this year, right?
Yes. We are our humble little tea shop actually started in 1925, which is the year of ox. So in fact, we came a little bit earlier, which is 1910, just 1 year before the Shanghai Revolution. Yes.
Tell us the name of the little shop.
Okay. I think we are based in Choon. Can repay the fourth generation tea man. Perhaps I would like to go a little bit backward. Back in the 19th century, as a tea farmer from my great grandparents, they actually harvest the tea, and knowing the goodness of the tea, they would like to actually share more with the people around them. And given an opportunity, they are able to actually ship it to Nanyang, Singapore. So on and off, there is different batches of tea from our hometown, which is the Ansi province of the Fujian side. So we keep supplying this tea to Nanyang. But my great grandfather actually passed away a little bit earlier, and it took my great grandmother about full year to actually reorganize, replan, rethink, whether she's going to just give up, and be any of the housewife taking care of the kids, or if not, if she can do it a little bit smaller, which is still in the around China, instead of shipping across to Nanyang where the husband is already gone. You see, but again, I think this is the dream from my great grandfather's side, and she picked up the most, I would say the most challenging path, which is to bring the family, across to Nanyang, and that's where we are here. These over 100 over years. Yes.
And the coming to the Nanyang and to Singapore is a very important part of the history, right? So
Yeah.
I have quite a number of questions to add on to that background. So maybe I
Yes, please.
just start by showing some of the pictures you sent me previously.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the
This is the
grandfather.
grandfather. This is the grandfather. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Whose name is Pekim Ao.
Becky Mao. Yes.
Okay. We come back to him a bit later.
Okay.
So this is a family photo, right?
Yes. Right in the middle is my great grandmother. You can look at the small little leg. It's like San Chun Jing Lian. It's powder.
Gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So on her left, which is my grandfather. On her right is my grandmother. So in fact, my grandmother actually born in Medan, Indonesia. So we'll highlight, or rather share a little bit more when my grandfather traveled to Indonesia to explore on other trades besides the things like that in the 20s years. Yes.
Great grandmother, her name is
Zhuang,
Bai-Zhuang
Bai-Zhuang Niang.
Niang. How come the name
Yes.
is so long?
Okay. Bai is our surname,
Right.
for a lady to follow the husband's name, and Zhuang Danyang is her own name.
Zhuang Niang. Okay.
It's
So
her own
her
name. Yeah.
original surname is Zhuang, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know your great grandfather's name?
My great grandfather's name Bai-Qing, 秦国的秦.
And so you're from Ansi, that means you're Hokkiens.
Yeah, I'm actually Hokkien. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. You were talking about the late 19th century, I suppose, when the family was already producing tea or trading in tea, right? So the
Yes,
trade
yes, yes.
originally was in China.
Yes, yes. That is the initial stage as a farmer, when we need to produce, harvest, and after that, we need to go to people around us.
Mm.
So that is only your small community. And to better bring these tea across, we have to bring it to a bigger place. And one of the hope will be in Nanyang, where some of our forefather is already here. Like this time round, because of my this great grandfather's brother is already in Singapore. They are the one that helps to actually do the promotion, and we are the one to help out in all the harvesting and logistic. Yes,
So the first person to come was your grand uncle. Is it correct?
great grand.
Great grand uncle. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Very confusing, very hard to say also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is this the person Pixin something, is it? What's his name?
It's
Pig
Samchun.
Samchun, Pig Samchun,
Yeah.
right?
So
Okay.
eventually they have their own tea shop. They name it Pei Samchun.
Where were they located?
It's quite near to our place in Polehao, meaning the at George Street.
Mm.
Just I think they call it the Pickling Street, or if I'm not, it's just a few step away, not far away. Yes, a stone throw away. Yes.
Right, right. So Pek Sam Chun was his name and also the
Yeah.
name of his tea business?
The name of his tea business is Pei Samchun. The name
Mm.
for himself is Pei Bai Xing Zhen.
Ah, okay.
Xing heart 就是 Xing and 正 yeah 正确的正 yes.
So subsequently, your great grandmother and your grandfather decided to come over as well.
Yes, I think part of the reason we actually asked around, I,
Mm.
I believe, or that could be one of the reason for in the old Fengjian 社会, for a widow to actually carry all the kids, it's never easy. So instead of putting herself be a normal housewife or just stay put, they choose it to change into a new environment, new experience, and hopefully, a new start for the whole family. Yes.
I
Again, I
see.
think in Nanyang over here, we do have our, meaning my great grandfather's brother who is already here. Although, we have never been to Nanyang, but I think with that kind of a connection and kinship, we believe we can do something. Yes.
That's quite remarkable. I mean, she would have been one of the minority of the women, of the Chinese women in Singapore in those days. Yeah.
I think it's never easy for her.
Mm.
I think when you stay put in your own ansi, at least the language is the same, people are around, things like that, although, they might not be your own kinship and things like that. But I think when you are here in Nanyang, besides the Sangchun, you have to face with different people, different culture, different religion, different races, and all these things, and including different dialect also. I think the kind of challenges is never easy, but I think it's also a new opening for new challenges also. Yes.
So obviously, I think you have not actually met her, right? Did she pass away
No, no,
before?
no, no, no. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
way before.
What have you heard from your elders, right? From your grandfather about what kind of person was she?
I think again, the key thing, I think I would say most of our forefather, they actually have all these character, which is 勤俭持家. So understanding from my dad, a little bit, very small part from my grandfather and things like that. Grandmother actually kind of thriftiness is like, the 衣服补了才补.
Mm.
Amount of food, enough will do. Is not, a wastage. no such thing as a 3 meal of meat, and things like that. It's never easy. I think that's what we can understand. And for her, my understanding from her is that she don't even have a big spacious bed. If the shop need there's a space, I think she's okay to actually to more or less give herself into a small little room instead of taking up the things like that for those old children. I think these are some of the little things that the our forefather actually inherit, to actually make money, save money, and do it properly. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Would you say this is also a value that you still continue to practice today?
I think to a certain extent, although I think now we have a lot of luxury to like things like aircon,
Mm.
you can do it without because it's a lot. It will be an energy consumption. It takes some money and things like that. I think that in the days, I think we are not given the luxury to own all these things. So I mean, from us, if it's not necessary, I wouldn't also on the aircon necessary also. So it depends.
Mm-mm.
I think it's not about dollars and cents. Is it whether is it a need? You get what I mean?
Mm-mm.
So I think
Yeah.
I think money is made, and also we spend wisely, and hopefully we can upgrade
Mm.
ourselves instead of just for own companies.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Right? To spend the money wisely and appropriately.
Yeah,
What about the business side, right? Like, did she, or indirectly through your grandfather, impart certain ideas or values about doing business that you still try to continue today?
I think the key thing about my great grandparents
Mm.
follow my grandfather. I think their education level is not there yet. So the only thing they are able to do is to work hard, and hopefully, our next generation will be better off, providing them with the right education, basic need, and so that they, with the bare minimum
Mm.
things that is available for them, they have to work themselves up. Like this is done during even for my childhood. When we are young, we need to actually
Mm.
help out at shop, and to actually help them to pack the tea and put it into the tin. And most of the time, we are the one that actually put it into the tin, because the our most of the packers over here, they are there to challenge themselves and pack as much as possible to get more
Mm.
reward. Ours is the like a half day thing. You pack the thing in the tea into the tin, and maybe you only get 5-10 cents. And in fact, the 5-10 cents to us is a good uh, reward, or rather, is a total sweetness, because we can actually bought a 5 cents ice ball, where kids like us actually have to share among ourselves.
Mm.
So I think from there, I think my understanding is such that you are grown up in this tea shop. You need to contribute your part, and of course the reward is not it's not like dollars, but the 5 cent actually make a day. Yes.
Mm-mm. Yeah, when I was doing my study on the shopkeepers of Chinatown, it seemed like I think that most of them were very similar to the general immigrants who came, right? Even though they own a small business and a shop,
Mm.
the way their values, the way they work was very similar to the coolie or the hawker, except that they had a business, except that they ran some business, they conducted some trade. That was the main difference. But they still did a lot of the work themselves, like the manual work, right? I'm sure that your grandfather or your father also did some of the manual work themselves, right?
I think the
Mm.
first of all, when we came over
Mm.
here, we have to start from everything from scratch,
Mm.
and it's the kind of a family bonding. One of it, it's also the kind of a family togetherness. When you come across your cousins, your dad, your mom, your
Mm.
uncles, they are doing the same thing. I don't think we'll be
Mm.
allowed to be excuse ourselves. And after that, we just run out and have fun, and after that come back pretend that nothing happened. I don't think that is the kind of teaching. So you have to 自动 to
Mm.
when the thing is right in front of you, you quickly pick up and help out. You know, if you need to clean it, you clean it. If you need to pack it, you pack it. And of course, you know, when result is shown, you know, and they will pass you some small little 5 cents. I think not about the 5 cents, but actually I think it's a small reward to actually cheer us up and things like that. Yes.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I think you brought up a good point, right? Which is these were family businesses, right? Pixin Chuan was a family business, right?
Yes. Yes. Just now when you highlight a little
Mm.
bit on the points where people come together. In fact, I think back in the days, you know, we are quite similar to all the people in Singapore, except that like what you say, we have a small little shop. But
Mm.
in fact, you know, my understanding in the 70s is like that. Even though we have a tea shop, only 4 days of the month we have 大鱼大肉, meaning 初一十五、初二十六扣棍, we actually use it prayers where we have full chicken, full fish, you know, and everyone enjoy the bigger meal and things like that. The rest of the 26 days, you know, we are ended up with a porridge, some sliced meat, you know, minced meat, uh, something like that. It's not a taro like what we did here, 3 meals of meat and things like that. It never happens in our 70s. Yes.
Mm-mm. So the frugal habits are still were very much in play, like even in your time, which is like 50 years since your great grandparents and your grandfather started Pixin Chuan. It's about 50 years already, and business is quite established, but there is still a lot of frugality and thriftiness.
Yeah. I
Mm.
think the key thing is about the teaching, but at the same time, why we have these special arrangement is such that, you know, our shop is slightly different. I'm not quite somebody highlight to me. Most of the shop they only provide one meal, which
Mm.
is the lunch. You know, I'm not quite sure this part because you know, never happens to us.
Yeah,
Well, for
yeah.
our side, we actually have 2 meals. So
Mm.
the lunch time is the one that we have all the porridge. The end of the day, which is the dinner time, we provide two because we want them to have a proper rice, meaning not porridge, and after that, so that they can go happily home and things like that. So we provide 2 meals. So maybe from there, that's how they manage to still provide two at the same time with the kind of control kind of budget whatsoever that you can put up. And so this is something different from my understanding because I asked around, some of them they highlight to me most. Some of the shop they only provide
Mm.
1 meal a day. Yes.
Mm-mm. And that would be lunch, lah, I suppose.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. Most
yeah.
of them told me most would be
Mm-mm.
lunch. Yes.
Okay, okay. So let's look at the photo again. This is a
Mm.
photo taken in Ansi, or is it in Singapore?
No, no, no. In Singapore, this is
In
taken in the
Singapore.
30s. Yeah, in the
Okay.
30s. In fact,
Go,
should have one more person inside this photo, which is my 大姑婆. But again, she's already married out, so this become the family photo of ourselves. Yes.
great grand uncle is not in the photo, lah, right?
No.
Mm,
Uh, great grand uncle is not in the photo. It's
mm.
only our own yeah, Pei Sin Chun's photo. Yes.
Yeah. Who are the other older ladies? Who's the one beside
My grandmother
the
is it?
yes.
Okay. She's the my great grand. This she's my my grandfather's brother, which is next to him's wife.
Ah, okay.
We call her,
Grand uncle,
is
is
it
it?
Kim
Grand
Kim
aunt.
Kim Kim Po?
Gimpo, Gimpo.
Say, no. We call him what? Call, is it Kim? No, no. Kim is under Gu Sai. Mpo. Mpo.
Gimpo. Okay.
Mpo.
I haven't heard of that.
Mpo. Yeah, Mpo.
And there are 6 children. Yeah. So
Uh,
this your father's
how?
generation.
No, no. You mean this photo is my great grandmother and my grandfather's generation, followed by the kids below, which is my eldest uncle, my eldest auntie uh, is there, and the third auntie of mine.
So your father is not born yet, is it? Or it's
No,
not in the
not
photo?
born in this photo yet. And another
Okay,
of the
okay.
three kids is my this grand uncle's kids.
Did they all live together?
You mean back then? Is it back then they
Yes,
lived
back
together?
then.
Yes,
Ah, okay,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
So it's not a typical Chinese family. It's quite a sizable family, right? Living together.
Yes,
Mm.
because they live under Bai-Zhuang Choon and they help out together.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
In those days, 30s, they already have the pacifier.
Uh, I think they are wearing some of the gold chain also.
Yeah, right. The dressing is still quite traditional for the women, but the man, he's wearing a jacket. Your grand
Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, it's a jacket. Yes, but my grandfather is still the traditional one.
Yes, yes.
Just
Sorry, we,
okay.
we go back to your grandfather.
Yep,
So this Pekim Ao, right?
yep.
This is at New Market Road, which is the second location, right? That
Yes.
the shop was in.
From the 1925 onward, we are at George Street, or they call
Mm.
it the Po Layout, and until the Second World War ended. And after that, we shifted, somewhere in the 48, we shifted to New Market Road.
Why was it called Po Liao?
Okay, I think it's a very interesting term. Maybe back on the days, we call it Po Lay, meaning it's police.
Mm.
So there's a police station right, I would say, just a stone throw away from our street. In fact, it's one of the earliest police station, if I'm not wrong. So we always address, or rather we always highlight to people, hey, Poliao, we are at Poliao. So people will know, oh, we are from where, is where is it, and things like that.
I
So
want
the
to,
pole is actually
yeah.
police, huh?
Are you sure? Pole is
Yes, yes.
glass, right?
No. We call it Poliao, is police.
Okay. If I move the map here, can you see the map?
Yes.
Okay. So here is
Okay.
George Street, right?
Yes.
It's still around today.
Okay.
So this
In
is
fact, you won't be able to come to this street because it's covered by a huge building and things like that.
oh really?
Yes. It become a building, and next to him is the OCBC.
Ah,
Yes.
okay, because it says here some operation complex here.
Mm,
Okay. So but we can see here if we zoom out, this is
mm,
along the Singapore River to the south.
mm.
So south of it, right, Pickering Street and Nanking Street, all this quite a kind of Cantonese Hokkien area, right?
I would
I
say
mean, in the old days.
it's a slight
Yeah.
mix, but
Mm.
quite a fair bit of the tea merchant is also located
Mm,
around
mm.
that sector also. Yes.
Correct. So that's what I want to ask you, right?
Yeah.
So before the Second World War, a lot of the Hokkien tea merchants were around this area,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Including Pek Sin Chun.
Yes.
And
With
the
Samsung also around. Yes.
right. Okay. Was it also at George Street? Your uncles, your great uncles.
No, I think they are at if I'm not wrong, at Pickering Street. If I'm not wrong.
Okay. So very
Yeah.
nearby lah. Okay.
Yeah, very nearby. Yes.
Okay. So the closeness to the Singapore River is not an accident, right? It's actually part of the history of the trade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the traders would the imports would come in here along the river on the Tuakor, and then do you all have a shop house? Sorry, do you all have a warehouse, or was the shop house your warehouse?
Okay, I think back in the days, most of the time we are actually lump everything together. Yeah, most of the time we lump everything together. Yes.
Meaning in the shop house lah. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Did you all own the shop house, or did you rent it?
For the Pole Hour, is it?
Yes, for George Street.
Mm, I'm not quite sure about that. That is quite some time back.
Mm.
I believe yes and no. because back in the days, I don't know whether we are there for quite some time.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, the most of the record is by the wars and things like that. Yes.
Understand. So we kind of moved to New Market Road, which is a very different part of Chinatown, right? Which is
Yes,
here.
yes, yes.
It's not that very far away. It's after you cross Hong Lim Park and then you get to New
Yes,
Market
yes,
Road.
yes,
But this is
yes.
actually a very different part of Chinatown, right?
Yeah. In fact, this place is a little bit more interesting according to my this the from the very basic of the quite Hokkien place. This place is a mix with Hokkien, with the Teochew, with Cantonese, and it's quite a mix in the especially when we talk about the old Tong Chai Medical Hall, which is supposed to be the Cantonese hospital medical care that provide for the poor. You see,
Yeah.
the New Market Road, which is the Feng Jiao Jie. In fact, we are on the same stretch as the old Tong Chai Medical. I think it's about 10 units away. Yes.
This was mostly Tew Chew area?
You mean the New Market Road, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I would say it's a mix. Yeah. The Tew Chew area is the next one when we shifted to Tew Chew Street. That one, basically, I would say mostly Tew Chew, yes.
Right. Because you can see here Merchant Road, right? And this, we're just talking about this earlier. In Tiang Huat used to be there, right?
Yeah, in Teng Hua is actually at the we have to. It's not at New Market Road. It's at
Merchant Road.
along the yes.
Yeah. So you just here only. Yeah.
Mm.
You all are really neighbors. Did you know
Yes.
them at the time?
No, we do know them because whenever
Okay.
we need to pack char kway teow, and during then I think when we pack char kway teow, we have to bring chicken just to make sure that our kway teow is a bigger portion and without paying for more and things like that. So we have to pass by their shop before the Wayang Street, right in front of the Thong Chai. There's a I would say they put up a hawker center in the 70s when I'm doing my packing. Yeah.
Yeah. Previously, I did a podcast with Jeffrey Ng. So the listeners, you can go and find it. He has very good memories of the Teochew area in Chinatown. So let's look at Tew Chew Street. Where is it? Is it still around? I think the name is the street still around, huh?
Tew Chew Street
Street.
right now
Okay, still around.
become the Merchant Court Hotel.
Okay, I think supposedly the street is, but this is like it's not a real street anymore, right? I think it's just for the vehicle to come into the hotel, right, and go out.
Yes.
Okay, so was it a bit strange for the Hokkien merchant to be in the Teochew area?
I would say because you see when we are in the Hokkien district, when we shifted to a mixed street, I think more or less the people get together, the interaction is massive, and the dialogue is the daily thing. You see, so when we are shifted to Teochew Street, which is just a street across, I don't see any issue. I believe the most of the Singaporean we are quite I would say they accommodate one another and things like that. And we didn't move from the left to the right, in kilometers. I think I don't see any reason.
Yeah.
At least not for us. Yes. At
Yeah.
least not for us.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good exchange where we get to get in touch with different people, and also to actually restart a conversation. I think and that actually helps us. Yes.
Yeah. And anyway, Teochew and Hokkien are quite similar. Can understand each other. And
In fact,
yeah.
yes.
And although both of the groups are traders, you trade in different things lah. You don't compete with one another, right? I think they trade mostly like in the foodstuffs and vegetables, that kind of thing. Of course, in Tianghua a bit different. They trade in instruments and Chinese cultural goods, and your trade in tea, right? So this is very
Yes.
specialized, right? Were there any like Cantonese or Teochew traders or merchants in tea? No, right? It was just Hokkien business essentially.
I think basically when we talk about the
Mm,
community of the tea merchant, I think we are very closely needed.
mm,
If you look at the year when we started, 1928, because of the Jinan incident, uh, we organized the association. It formed quite a fair bit of the Hokkien merchant uh, from Cantonese group, from Teochew group. Also, we come together to form this association. So I think basically we can highlight things like under merchant street we have a Tianxiang, and people like us is like grandfather no grandfather. 我爷爷认识你爷爷. I think
mm,
we call it 世交. Yes, I think commercially I think we are competitor. But
mm,
inside ourselves, we try our best to work accordingly. To the extent like for example, some of the incident like uh, I need about 5 carton of Tepaning grade one. Put it this way, which suddenly I need it. Maybe I can either get it from you, or if not, when my shipment arrive, I pass it back to you. This is the kind of interaction we are we are engaging. How to better assist one another. And imagine, New Market Road and Wayang Street, we already have a Tianxiang. Although right now most of their things is in the museum and things like that. But
mm.
we are still linked up, interact, and when they are there. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Can you explain a bit about this association?
In 1928, we really
Mm,
formed the Xinzhou Chasheng Honghui. And
okay,
this
okay.
group of people formed from Hokkien, I would say mainly Hokkien, of course, because slightly more Hokkien is dealing with tea. And we
Mm,
do have companies and this Teochew, which is like this association that
I see,
forms
I
this
see,
association in 1928. Yes.
I see. Was there a difference, right? Like, did the Hokkiens specialize certain kinds of tea, and the Teochews and Cantonese other kinds of tea?
I would say a majority of them they are dealing with the oolong tea. Of
Mm,
course, there are some that deals with the Bolei, Liu Bao, and all this. So we actually help at one another. Like for example, if you specialize in that, we can actually help. By bringing some of the goods from your site, and also in return, we are trading our oolong tea with you and things like that. So yes.
okay, okay. I do want to talk about tea, but let me just finish the photos first, all right?
Mm.
Okay, so this is a van from a later period, right?
Uh, this is should be somewhere in the plus minus 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it has
So
the
there
yeah.
is this small little buffalo that is on the van. So when
Mm.
our van sales is driving around and things like that, kids, from the kampong, they will run after these van, say 古车来了,古车来了.
So this
Mm.
is to transport the shipment lah, or the cargo to the port lah, I guess.
Yes.
Mm.
We do have a special van that is killer for the Malaysia market. So we call it the van sales sector. So vans like that is loaded with a tea. We need to go into
Mm.
Malaysia and cover some of the kampongs. So my understanding is such that, from this Monday to Friday, we are actually in Malaysia doing all the van sales. So Saturday and Sunday, we are back to Singapore to do the packing, and all the reorganizing of the logistic. After that, we set off another day.
Mm. Mm. Very nice, very recognizable van. Yeah. And this is the shop. Where is this shop?
This is
Which
in the
location?
New Market Road.
Okay.
This one is in the New Market Road. The one in the picture is my eldest uncle, Pei Kim.
He was also in the business lah.
Yeah, he was also
Mm-mm.
in the business. Yes, yes.
And there's one more. These are your
This
Your
is my auntie. Yeah, my
mm,
auntie. I think this photo is even earlier
mm,
because you look at the root, it's still on the soil instead of the
yeah,
apple root.
yeah. And the car is also yours, right? Yeah. I think it's got the Chinese
Oh,
lettering. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. Maybe
Yeah.
yes.
Or is this a
Yeah, it says
van? I
Sing
can't
Chun.
really
Yeah, Sing
see.
Chun.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a van or a car. I can't see very clearly because they are quite small, you see.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. What would the
These are
ladies
the old.
usually do if they are in the business also?
Okay, their period I'm not quite sure, but
Mm, mm.
I suspect they might have to do the same as us to actually help out at shop and things like that.
Right, right. Okay.
This is I think these are the two auntie of mine.
Mm. Still going to school, I think. Okay.
Yeah, one is
Uh,
in school uniform, I think. Is it?
yeah. Okay. Okay, enough of the pictures. So I want to ask
Okay.
you now about the tea man, right? What are the different
Okay.
kinds of tea that Pixin Chuan deals in?
In fact, I think again, I think we are from Fujian province, so
Mm,
the easiest part for us will be to bring in all the Fujian tea that is closer to our heart, and
yeah.
knowing that I think most of us over here were actually some of them homesick and things like that. So to actually bring tea across, besides the economy side, when we are allowed to make more money
Mm,
and things like that, to actually provide a tea space,
yeah.
and also drinks that is closer to your heart, to your heart. I think these are ultimate objective. So again, from the start, we try to bring in only the teas from the Ansi province, and slowly, we are able to get
Mm,
some of the tea from the we we side, which is from the north of Fujian, and that's where these two tea come to Singapore. But of course, back on the days, it's quite a fair bit of us. We are doing the blending exercise, like new and old blend together. But it's a trade secret to most of the tea merchant because what kind of ratio, what kind of percentage, they will never like to review. And these are quite common if you want to make sure that the consistency of your tea is being maintained, and you're promoting your own brand and things like that. But
mm,
for us, I think we do the extra step, because of survivor, and quite a big issue that happens to us on and off, like logistic, like bad harbors, like bad communication, even your ship crowded, the whole shipment is gone, and you cannot request for another shipment because the whole harbors is already
mm,
over, and you have to wait for next year, and then couldn't be just waiting there and pretend that without any food we can still survive for the next half of the year and things like that. So we are doing the extra step by branding the tea from the north and the south of Fujian. First of all, it's for survival. At the same time, it also help us to better innovate because the north will give you more aftertaste, which is the rock tea, and the south will give you more fragrant from Guan Yin, and both
mm.
come together will give you a more balanced, even tea. We call it the Nanyang tea blend. So that's how we are able to push it and also launch it to a better view, like to the side, and hopefully more people get to appreciate better tea, better food, better pairing. Yes,
So interesting, right?
yes,
So I'm very excited when I hear about trade secrets, right? So,
yes.
is it necessary to blend, or was that something that you say, right, came out of the survival, of the need for survival? Does the blending make the original teas better?
Okay, you
Mm,
see, we are given with no choice without any
mm,
plantation, and we have to depend on the shipment, and the shipment give a lot of question marks.
mm, mm,
See, so the blending itself is already a skill and also already a survival inside ourselves.
mm.
And again, I think put it this way: if you are in China as a tea farmer, your small little plantation can only produce, put it this way, 100 kilos. And what if your counterpart in Nanyang want 200 kilo? You say we don't have. Do you do so? So we actually go to our neighbors' plantation. Can you help to provide me with additional 100 kilo? I will blend it, and after that I will ship it across. But that is not being told to you. So you see,
Yeah.
things like that will happen. So
Mm.
when we talk about businesses, when we talk about interaction, is everything made possible? Otherwise,
Right.
we won't be in a trade, or you won't even bother to explore.
Mm. How do you blend the tea? Like on a technical side, how do you blend it? Do you just mix it together or is more needed?
I think the first of all, you need to understand what is the characteristic of this tea.
Mm.
So, would you like to blend a tea that is a little bit more on the after taste, or would you like to blend a tea that is more on the front, which is more fragrant? So, understanding your need, so you are able to extract some of the ingredient that give you more fragrant. You see, some of the teas like the thinner tea leaf will give you more fragrance.
Mm.
It's easier for them to release some fragrance. The thicker one will give you a little bit more aftertaste. This is just a general guide. And how for you to better achieve that, then if you want it more fragrant, then more percentage of the fragrant tea is needed. Things like
I
that.
see. I see.
Yes, yes.
You mentioned the extract, right? So how do you actually do it?
I think first of all, I think as a tea man, you know, we have to constantly sample it. Just like why I go back to China, not
Mm.
because of there is still a need for me to really keep a watch on tea, because we have been working with them for donkey years, is to say hello. But imagine one day in China, we can actually sample easily
Mm.
400 different samples. In 3 days down the road, it's already 100 over, 1,000 over tea. So do you think you better understand these whole season tea as compared to over here in Singapore? Maybe somebody send you 10, 20 sample. That is only the 10, 20 samples. You see, so it depends on what you are looking. If you want to have a better picture of the overall season, then perhaps being there for 3 days helps.
Mm. Mm.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Right. Right. The business is very interesting, I think, because you also need to know the taste, the demand, right, in the Nanyang, in Singapore, and who is your market, right?
Yes.
And do so tea was already quite popular in China in the 1920s, right?
I would say
Mm.
yes, and I would say no. So because
Mm.
again, I think looking at our ground, we would prefer it to be exported so that we are able to generate some
Mm.
of
Mm. Mm.
the rewards for the family, and things like that. So we can always sample the tea, back in our home now. But most of the quality tea, we try to export out in exchange for some of the, the rewards for the
Mm.
families. Yeah.
Mm.
And again, I think the sampling of tea is there isn't any formula. To be frank, I think why we come across 3 day and 1,000 over different type, from the look, we are able to tell. I think this will be a slightly better, because after 1,000 sample, from the taste of these, yeah, I think these will be more lasting.
Mm.
You see, from the feel after 1,000 sampling. So we actually encourage people. There is no shorter route to actually sample it, try it, drink more. That
Mm.
is the key for all success. You need to be a master in the field, just like people performing on top. They call it 台上3分钟，台下10年功. But this is not being told, and nobody understand why they can do it on top. Sui sui. You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But you
But it's
love
only
it,
3 minutes on top.
do, do you love it? Do you love this blending and sampling and all that?
I think it's very challenging, even
Mm.
up to today. I think when when some of the idea is being thrown to us, when we have some interaction, especially doing it with some of the local through, where they have crazy ideas and things, they actually inspire us to do a little bit more, through a cup of tea, how can we better support local art? I think without them, giving us the kind of crazy ideas, we will be there and hopefully we will stand still and things like that, which is never the case for us. You see, I think to interact with more people, work with different agencies, work with different group, I think it actually helped us to open up our mindset to
Mm.
better adapt to all possible solution. Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the most remarkable things about Pek Choin, actually, I think. That you are not the traditional Chinese business, right? Like, go away, right? Don't bother me, right? You are very open. You work with us group, community groups. You work with government agencies. You work with private business. You mentioned DBS before in one of our earlier conversations. Where
Yes,
is
yes,
this
yes.
openness come from? It must be you, right?
Hmm. I think okay, my understanding during my period, I still believe the old school ways of teaching,
Mm,
training, and pushing, and things like that. That makes me a stronger person. But we also need to constantly remind ourselves the world is changing. How can we better adapt ourselves, to better the people around us too? So I think these are the people that trust in us and come
mm,
to us to share a little bit more about their art, their feel, what they are going to do, and that actually help us to better position ourselves so that we are able to keep on moving. I think the
mm,
key thing about heritage businesses is to keep on moving until the point that you can better shine, and you have to really stick to it, not giving up.
mm.
Otherwise, you'll be gone. You can be that big, but if you give up, you'll be gone forever. You see, I think for us, we still believe in day one,
Mm.
and we just follow our heart and keep doing so. Yes.
Great, great. I want to ask you, what is the tea you're drinking now?
This tea, okay, it's slightly different. One of my friends who is a little bit more innovative, he actually
Uh-huh.
applied the Tie Kuan into the matcha form. You see?
Ah,
So
okay.
it's a little bit different. I don't know why he did it, but I enjoy it.
Is there a name for this tea?
No, no, it's just a Tie Kuan Yin matcha. They grind into
Tianguai
matcha
matcha.
way. Yes, for me, yes. They say you try it. These are organic.
Okay. Anyone who has visited Pek Choin and Moss Street today will find this big table. You can sit down with Kenry and have a few nice glasses, a few nice cups of tea done the traditional Chinese way. He will pour it for you very nicely. You can't get it anywhere else.
In fact, we are doing this table slightly differently.
Uh,
First of all, this table is set by my grandfather. Olden days, we have this round table where
okay.
my grandfather is there to sample all the tea, and at the same time to invite mostly family members like us, which is the the not not our dad's period, is especially us, like the grandsons. They will actually invite us, come drink tea if we are being caught. I would say caught.
Mm.
So they say, come, you go and drink tea. So we drink. He will ask us, how is the tea? We say, okay, okay, good, because grandfather says so. The second one, he will ask, what tea is this? I think that is the phobia part for us. Because when we get it correctly again, remember the 5 cent thing? We'll still offer with 5 cents so that we are happily doing the ice small version. But if you got it wrongly, straight away we have a kanda tea on our head. So you might be thinking that this is a little bit too cruel or too harsh on kids. But again, my grandfather actually highlight just one simple point. We are grown up and the whole family or tens of family in this basin chun depending on tea, and you
Mm.
don't even know your own tea. I think
Mm.
that really taught me deep insight. I think
Mm.
I think families in Singapore, maybe in thousands. I mean, the whole China, millions or billions of family depending on tea. So I think that actually helped me to think deeper. How can tea be a better serve to the rest of the people? I'll ask again and again. Yes.
So this is the same table you're talking about.
Yes, but right now, this table from the phobia hardship part, we actually change it to a sampling table. We also change it to a place for people to interact, connect, and better serve the community. Yes,
Mm.
it's just like, if you happens to be in Chinatown, just
Yes.
drop by and if I happens to be there, of course, I'm more than willing to share more. Except that some of the aunties who is busy packing with a tea where we are still
Mm.
B2B, they might neglect you a little bit, especially when you are Amor. Maybe they can't actually speak well and things like that. So forgive us, but again, we are more than happy to share more with you regarding our tea, our people, of course, our Nanyang tea, of course.
Mm. Great. I didn't know this history behind the tea table. I should have taken a photo of it. Very nice story.